Okay. So I think I don't need introduction here, sorry, but thanks to all the team members here who has been uh, giving that introduction throughout the session, and a special thanks to Subham. Where is Subham? I think he's outside, bringing more folks in, right? So I really thank him, and thanks to React Rajasthan team for this. Still, I will give a little bit of background about me after 25 years of experience. Like, how many of you have your date of birth starting with 2? Year of your birth after 2000, right? So I have more than your age experience in IT industry, right? And I have been working in all the roles till now. 3 months back, 6 months back, you can say that I have flavored with all techie roles, including entrepreneurship. But recently, I took a challenge where I'm getting into the sales marketing kind of role, where I want to look at the growth aspect of our company. I have joined Zordel as Chief Growth Officer, and I'm happy that we are gold partner here, and we are happy to support the community. Thank you. Thanks to all of you for joining here and staying awake after your delicious lunch. Special thanks to React Rajasthan community. And uh, I would like to say that not only technical things, but personal life is also important. And I am a wildlife photographer. You can go and visit my website and Instagram both. I have been you can find me doing this wildlife photography outside Jaipur, yes, and lot of places. And I think most of the people know me more than by my photography, more than IT, right? Okay. So today I'm going to talk about mindset that we need to change, right? As I forgot her name, Shruti, right? Tanisha mentioned, right, that AI will replace the developer. Do you think so? How many of you feel insecure by AI? Insecure, really? Why? What's the reason?
Like it will reduce the man days, it will reduce the like man days for any kind of delivery.
Okay. What about you? Right. Yes. What's your reason? Right. So this is purely technical side of it, what he is talking, and which is true also, but that is going to fix. So I will tell you one small story about mine, which will actually give you some idea that what I feel. Okay. So in 1996, when I got selected in engineering, I wanted to adopt computer science. I'm talking about 1996. That time also, like computers were many places. So one of my father's friends said that Uma Shankar, what will you do? Computers is very small box. There will be no life, or there will be no innovation. You will stuck in that, and after some time there will be no use of computer. You should take electronics. I got forced and I took the electronics, but I said one thing at that time, that until you see the computer on every kirana store in India or even Africa, computer is not going to go anywhere. The same thing is with AI also. Until you see every place filled with robotic things, your job is not going to go there. It's going to enhance, right? You are not going to be replaced only and only if you are not learning this. If you only and only if you are not upgrading yourself. And when I say upgrade, how you upgrade? Back in 2010 to 15, when I was in MetaCube, most of the people who are from MetaCube can relate. People used to reach office at 11 or 10:30, 11:30. Even today also, you guys reach office by 11, 11:30, right? I used to reach office at 8:30 and open the door and sit in my office. in my place and study for 2 hours daily, new things. Even if it is photography, that is fine, but 2 hours daily, my needs new things to learn. And that's how you need to learn. You need to dedicate your daily time in the morning or in the night. I would prefer in the morning, and start thinking about that. So that's mind shift you need to have. If you don't shift your mind according to that, it's difficult. And when we say dedicated learning, don't talk about project things that you are working. It's not learning, it's what your job is you are doing. So that upscaling is one thing. But upscaling for something else, be it technical or be it personal, that's fine. Right? So developers have this dilemma, right? More coding equals more growth. I'll give you one example. Recently, I was working with one of Node.js developer. He didn't deliver 4 days anything to me. 5th day, when I said that you have not delivered anything, he had put whole lot of code, checked in, and said that, okay, you can see I have put lot of code and committed it. I said, I don't need lines of code now. I know these functionalities are very easy to build. You have just given me the code. So more lines of code doesn't equate to your output, right? Get out of this thing. Another is mastering one technology. It won't get you ahead. Front-end developer, back-end developer, Salesforce developer, these won't work now, right? Technology is just a means to achieve the business outcome. That you need to change your mindset. Just don't stick to one thing. And for you, you are very lucky. I learned few things like spending 2 hours daily, 30 days in the office, and then I used to get some output. Today, you can go to ChatGPT, summarize things and learn these things, right? What I do these things. Give me learning material for, let's say, marketing cloud. I'll sit down for 1 week, go through each and every step that ChatGPT is giving, validate that, and that's how I can learn anything in 1 week. But you need to be very focused on what you are learning, find new ways. Old ways won't work in future, right? 25 years back when I started my career, I was working on Notepad. And today I'm using cursor.ai. How many of you are using cursor.ai? Right? By the way, I was in one event and I was saying that, okay, girls raise your hand. Girls raise their hand. Then I said, boys raise your hand. Boys raise their hand. And then I says, whoever has not raised the hand, stand up. Either you are girl or boy, right? Here we are asking why I am saying that when I am asking these questions, my future discussion will change according to that. Because we want to see qualitative talk, not just what I have wrote. So definitely what got you here won't get you there. How many of you are students? Rest all are experienced people here, right? So for you, what got you here won't get you there. And for students, don't follow what they have been following. It won't work. You have to do extra. You have to do something extra to stay ahead of the road, right? I'll give you one example. Again, I like quoting example. Why? Because you can relate easily. So 25 years back, we had a task in Java. We had a Java project where we were having thousands of files. Suddenly, our company said that you need to change the package from com.metagroup to com.zodial. Okay. Now what happened? Our project manager came and she gave task 20 developers, go and change each and every file, replace com.metagroup with com.zodial everywhere where you find. And it was 3 days, 20 developers task. Why? Because we were not having any tool which can search through the files and replace and save them. What I did, I sat down for a half a day, wrote a Java program and did it in half day. How many man days I saved? 60 man days. These are the creative ways are required now. If you are not using your programming for your own development, then you will be left behind. Don't just think that going on ChatGPT and asking few questions, you are using AI. You are not using AI. I would say use AI as well as programming to stay ahead of the race. It won't be possible if you don't go to the early breakthrough, right? You need to get into early breakthrough, find out new ways to work and validate them. Again, how many of you are from marketing? I see few people were there in marketing, right? So what happens in marketing? You do some post, you validate how many leads you got generated, how many clicks you have got, they follow those data. Same thing you have to do in your career, whatever you are doing on daily basis, you need to find out the ways that you can measure the output that you are achieving. So let's start with few tips, right? Mastering the full cycle. I think I missed one slide, so I'll keep it here. What do we mean by mastering the full life cycle? Can anyone tell me? Anil, you will get sleepy people only. Yes? Okay, what will you include in them? Okay. Okay, anyone else? Okay, right, SDLC cycle, right? You do the requirement gathering, you do your development, you do your testing, you do your release cycles, and I will add one more thing. You do everything, and if you are not doing marketing or taking it to the market with the right way, it won't work. So you need to start mastering this full life cycle. You stay as a developer, that's fine, but you should know that how your other departments are working and how you can help them. So I'll give you an example, requirement gathering. How many of you have generated any fake project through ChatGPT? You have generated any fake project, right? Requirements. So when you get a project, go to ChatGPT and ask some question related to requirements, right? What kind of things ChatGPT gives you, or any other AI tool that you are using. So this is the way to use ChatGPT. Not like, okay, I need a LinkedIn post and what I need to do. This is the way you should do. Another thing is, when you are doing development, automate repetitive code. I mentioned just now, right? You need to automate your daily task. I was preparing for this yesterday and suddenly I thought some idea. I sat yesterday on cursor.ai and wrote a LinkedIn Chrome extension where I can comment using ChatGPT API on the LinkedIn. From Monday onwards, you will find that I'm commenting a lot because I'm using ChatGPT. You start using that way, right? But always remember one thing. Everyone is doing that. You need to find your flavor in that. That's very important. If you don't find your flavor, if you don't validate your flavor, it won't go long. It will be just a 1 or 2 days and then you will get bored and you will stop it. Or you won't get result. Test like a pro. We had a very good session by Harshita on the testing, right? But what you can do, ask ChatGPT to give you 20 test cases on your component, right? Ask that how to test it and test it yourself. I was talking to her and I mentioned that, okay, for me, testing comes first, then development. Start that approach. We say unit testing, but nowadays unit testing is very small thing, right? You need to start testing functionally also, and you can get those test cases through ChatGPT. Start using that. I'll give you another example on this. We had a project where we had thousands of screens, and in that, there were more than 50 list views. How many of you understand list view? You have the list of users, or you go to a UI, you have list of users, you have UI for list of invoices, list of orders, right? So one of our senior QA came to me and said that, Uma, I found a bug that in your users list, when I sort by first name, it is not sorting correctly. I said, amazing. Then what should I do? I have logged the bug. I said, okay, do one thing. There are more than 50 list view like that. Go on each and every list view. There are 10 columns on that. Test on every column. That is 10 into 50 is 500 test cases I gave her immediately. And test and validate that. That consistency is required in the product development, right? So I gave that. Try to automate such use cases. She spent 10 days to log like 30-40 bugs around that, and we took 2 months to fix that. These kind of efforts won't work now. You need to start thinking, if I'm getting these kind of tasks, how I can automate, how can I move forward? This is very, very crucial. Deliver business value. As I mentioned in my previous example, right? I don't buy code. I buy business outcome. Whatever you are writing, always remember someone is going to use it for their businesses, whether it's a click or it's convert, right? You need to have business conversion for that. You need to know that anything what you are writing is for adding a business value, and start understanding that. If you don't understand, here you should use your AI partner. I would say ChatGPT is your partner. Use it as a partner. Give me 10 scenarios where my user will stuck if I'm writing this kind of UI and if I'm writing this kind of flow. Look into those kind of aspects. Don't be a traditional developer, right? I built an MVP within 2 days. When I showed to it, one of my clients, they said, Uma, can I use it? I said, no, I just want to validate your idea. What you are looking, am I building that or not? Use AI for those kind of scenarios, right? Start using it. Someone gave you some story in your project or some feature to develop, go and freely use bold.new, lovable.dev or cursor.ai, say that give me this component that I want to develop it. But for students, go and read that code. Talk to seniors, is this code correct or I need to code it better? Then train your cursor.ai according to that and start getting output according to that. Right now we are not able to use, I have tried a lot, but I cannot use that code for the production ready. But I can tell you within next couple of 6 months to 1 year, you will start getting code which is usable in production. What will you do? You need to start solving complex problems, right? You will have a lot of work. As I mentioned, until you find that AI is available to even single person in this street, you will have your job safe. Don't worry about that. And remember one more thing. I talk to every developer and say one thing. For developers, if you can deliver a business outcome, no one is going to replace you. Right? If you deliver just few lines of code, then anyone is going to replace you. What else you can look at beyond the life cycle? There are a lot of things that you can think of beyond life cycle. I'll quickly go through that. You must be hearing those lots of YouTube videos, some ideas around that, right? Personalization and experience beyond functionalities, right? Start thinking how in your application you can personalize user experience, how you can utilize UIs for these kind of tasks. Predictive analytics, right? So definitely I would say one thing. Developers cannot stay just learning on only JavaScript, only Salesforce. They need to understand these advanced things also now. You need to understand what is predictive analysis, what is LLM, how it works. You may not be able to get chance to work on LLM. Remember this, only 5% of the developer gets to work on those kind of frameworks inside that. But when you use them, if you understand them, you will be able to utilize them much better. Right? Always same thing. AI is not going to replace you. Don't worry about that. Okay, very important thing. When you get the power, you get the responsibility. And ethics and responsible AI is required here. Data privacy, right? You must have heard a lot of time, PII data, right? PII, personal information. Transparency and explainability. This is small but very important. Can anyone tell me what is this? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any other? So I'm talking from other side, Anjul. Basically, when I am using AI for my system, and I'm saying that my AI helps you, let's say onboarding, okay? I can onboard you quickly, but many people got rejected on onboarding of that particular, let's say, loan application. So I should be able to transparently tell what is happening behind the scene. If I am using AI, I can explain that, right? What information is going in, what outcome is generated. If any queries are around that, we can solve that. Okay. Bias and fairness, very common things that you will heard in AI world. And one simple example I heard sometime back, I think in one of Gaurav's talk only, if I remember correctly, that Amazon was screening resumes, I think in GDC talk I was. So it was interesting, like Amazon was screening resumes, some AI was there which was screening resumes for Amazon developers, and they were only shortlisting male candidates, right? That biasness was there. Then when they went and checked that the LLM was trained only on the uh, male resumes, right? So they found that this is the perfect job for male only, not for female. Those kind of things will come into the picture. You need to make sure that you, when you use AI, you take care of those things. Now, as a front-end developer, as a React developer, or as a normal developer, you will say how I will do. So when you generate your test cases, when you generate your requirement, when you try to look into those aspect of your application business outcome using AI, passing those commands that avoid biasness will help you, right? Security and safety is a very common thing that everyone will talk. So the path forward, how to lead the way, right? There are a lot of challenges, right? Data quality and availability, not easy to find data. Still, I can see that recently Salesforce acquired Informatica. People are running behind those companies who are holding data for them, and they can utilize them, right? So this is still a challenge. It's for AI to come into picture for business, real business purpose is still not very close. It's still having those challenges, right? Challenges, yes. Anyone? Okay. Talent shortage, definitely. But I can see that if you are here to learn, that means you can get ahead of the other people who are not ready to learn. Thanks for coming on Sunday, right? Sorry. Biasness and transparency concern, we have already talked. Cost and complexity is still there, right? But definitely we can see that slowly and slowly these factors will also be normalized in going forward. Some emerging trends like building applications, you can see that when you work on Copilot, how many of you have used Copilot? You're using it, right? Always you will get help in front of whenever you are writing something, right? So these are there fast. But start thinking for your application. I'll give you simple example. When you search on Google, right, you start typing and you see that list is coming. Those kind of features were very difficult for us to build. It was not easy. Nowadays, you can get these things easily. So now what is your job? Your job is not to just see that this feature is there. You need to see how you can connect things together, right? Notion, how many of you have seen Notion or used Notion, right? Notion AI is there, right? You see that it was just kind of notepad. It started with just kind of a place where you can note down your notes and all those things, and then it started evolving. So you need to see how you can evolve your business application. Look into those business areas where AI can help, right? 11 Labs is very interesting, I think. How many of you have used 11 Labs? One person, two, three, very good. You cloned your own voice? Okay, that's interesting. I wanted to do, I have not got chance to do that. So there are few concepts that you can think, try to experiment. Someone was talking, I think Manjit was talking about the API that ChatGPT API. You can use ChatGPT API, create a wrapper on ChatGPT API, try out those things, right? I was talking to Anjul recently, yesterday only, that they have to, she's from my team, they have to take their resume, format it in the different format. I said, I will write a resume builder for you, which will actually, you give the template and you will get the another template output, right? So you can use those kind of things. Try to automate your daily activities. Very one small thing, right? Very, very small things will add up to very large outcome, right? If you have not scanned my Instagram or website QR code, at least you can scan my LinkedIn and stay connected. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.